What's up, guys? Diego from SGN. I want to talk about the big news that just came out yesterday that David De Gea has officially signed a new contract to be staying at Man United until at least 2023. Now, we'll be seeing if he actually stays that entire time, but if he does, that'll be his 13th year at the club, which will have him almost doubling the amount of time that Peter Schmeichel and Edwin van der Sar combined spent at the club. So that would easily make him one of, if not our, best goalkeeper of all time, basically. Not just in terms of what he's done on the pitch, but for how long he's been there. And I honestly think that the time has come for him to be captain. Like, if you look at the players that we have right now in that short list, we have Ashley Young, who is far from being one of our best players. We have David De Gea, who has been our most consistent player, except for last season, our most consistent player for the last basically 5 years. Okay, and then of course there's Paul Pogba, who, yes, on his day is phenomenal, but he doesn't have that work rate. He doesn't have that consistency, and he, most importantly, doesn't have those leadership skills. And I think that David De Gea probably does have, especially because he's been at the club, like I said, for this long now. He's been there forever, since 2011. So that's 8 years now. And he knows what it's like to be at the club. He was there when we were still winning things with Sir Alex. So he knows, okay, he's pretty much the last person in that team who really knows what it's like to be an important piece of a winning team. So I think that he has all the tools necessary to be a good captain. He's going to be on board for the next 4 years because if you take a look at the other teams around, like Real Madrid aren't going to buy him because they have Courtois, they have Keylor Navas. There's nobody that's necessarily going to have an opportunity to buy him. There were rumors that maybe Juventus would try to get him and stuff like that, but it's just not going to happen. He's going to be staying with us. I almost guarantee it for the next 4 years. It remains to be seen whether or not he'll retire with us. But I definitely think that's on the cards, to be completely honest with you guys. So that would be excellent. That would be really, really huge, and I'm really happy about this news. This is something that's great for David De Gea because now, instead of having all this gossip going around, all these rumors, having speculation about him leaving and not being, maybe that's why he's having a bit of a rough time lately in terms of form. Now he can just get on with his football. All right, the contract is set. He's probably going to be the captain, and his future is set for the next few years. All he has to do now is play football. He just has to stop shots. That's all he has to do. There are no outside worries unless it's like personal stuff with family and things of that nature. I'm talking about from a football perspective. All he has to do now is perform. And that can only be good not just for David De Gea, but for the entire locker room. Okay, when you have... One thing you have to take into consideration here is that David De Gea, for almost his entire career at United, has had to play behind pretty shit defenders. All right, Nemanja Vidic and Rio Ferdinand, excellent. There's absolutely no reason to complain about that, especially because on the left there was always, Patrice Evra, or on the right there was Raphael, who was of course not that bad. There was Wes Brown at times. No, I don't think Wes Brown was. He didn't play that often back when De Gea was there, but still, that he had a solid back line ahead of him under Sir Alex. From that moment on, the team was butchered. So he's pretty much always to play behind Chris Smalling and Phil Jones, or Chris Smalling and Daley Blind, who I think was actually underrated. So he's always had to play behind these players that they aren't that good, or they aren't anything special. So now we're going to see, I think, as time progresses, with a guy like Harry Maguire, who it might take him a little while to gel with the back line because 2 out of 4 of the starters haven't been there. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 out of 4 of the starters have just got there. So it's going to take a little bit of time for them to kind of gel together. But I think that once that 4-man partnership develops and gets solid, this is going to be easily the best defensive unit that De Gea has played behind, basically since Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand, Patrice Evra, and Raphael. So this is going to be an opportunity for David De Gea to kind of show what he can do when he has confident defenders ahead of him. If Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, and Victor Lindelof, if they're in form, and they're playing good football, and they're keeping their position, they're a very, very solid group. If David De Gea has that in front of him, he can be more confident, which is going to give him a lot less pressure. It's going to give him a lot less stressful moments throughout the entire game. And most importantly, that means for the actual attacking players, whether it's midfielders or attackers, that gives them the opportunity to move forward without having to worry about, oh Jesus, behind me there's fucking Chris Smalling and fucking Phil Jones. They have the opportunity to play with confidence, get into interesting positions on the pitch, find space, play riskier passes, and it gives Paul Pogba a bit more, I guess you could say, protection behind him because he does a bunch of stuff that can lead to the opponents having either a goal or at least creating a chance. So having a solid back line plus De Gea in form and with confidence, it gives all these players in front of the defense the opportunity to play with confidence and play open football. And realistically, that's what we need. You look at Barcelona. They take risks, but they know that they're defensively so solid with Jordi Alba, with Piqué, with either Umtiti or whoever else is playing there, with Sergio Roberto. They have such a solid defensive line. Their defensive midfielders are Busquets. You know what I mean? They had Rakitic. We're talking about a team who can pretty much do anything offensively and know that behind them, they're going to be fine. If we can find something like that, I'm not saying we have to be on that level. I'm just saying if we can find something like that, some kind of consistency and some kind of form for our defenders, our entire team, both De Gea and in front of them, is going to be so much better. So this is a huge, huge moment for the club, securing easily our best player for the next few years, not having to worry about losing him and potentially Paul Pogba. That means that we can be a lot more calm in the transfer market. We have somebody we can show, listen, if he's staying, that means that he probably believes that we have something moving in the future. We have a solid future. If Paul Pogba stays, we have a solid future as well. So we can attract the big players. So this is not just a big move for De Gea and for what we're seeing on the pitch right now, but it is a huge move for our entire, I guess you could say, our entire business plan moving forward. The Glazers are shit, but if we lost De Gea and we lose Paul Pogba, then that pretty much means we have no more superstars. At least not superstars right now. Martial, Pogba, Rashford. These are all guys, Mason Greenwood as well, that could potentially be superstars. But as of right now, our only superstars on the team are De Gea and Paul Pogba. So if we lose those two guys, we are pretty much just a bang average club. By keeping them together, that means that we can, and of course the story remains to be seen if Pogba stays, but the most important one is David De Gea, because he's been there for so long, he's consistent, and he's loyal. Whether Pogba leaves or not, it doesn't really matter at this point. No, hopefully not, but it doesn't really matter. Regardless, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is huge for our future and our capabilities of attracting players, being especially still in the Europa League, and it's just it's a huge, huge, huge moment in time for United right now, having so many negative things going on, only being 2 points behind City, having re-signed David De Gea, potentially getting a bunch of players back from injury. It could be the moment that really pushes us forward this season, and hopefully it will be. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and check out the links down below. You're going to find the link to Twitch. I'm going to have a lot of FIFA content coming to you guys both there and here very, very soon. So check that out if you are football fans. I have a lot of stuff coming to my Twitch channel as well. I worked on it a lot last night, and some interesting overlays and graphics and stuff like that, so I think you guys are going to enjoy that, so definitely check it out. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of David De Gea re-signing for United for the next 4 years. How big of a deal is that for United and for David De Gea? And guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next video.